Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are good. So we are back on your favorite learning platform, Learn Forward, and we are going to study from Feather Cap People and Places. This is chapter number 17, Life of the Early Man. So as we today live in houses, we have a lot of facilities, we have internet, we have vehicles to travel from one place to another. But this has not developed in just a year or in just a day. It took a lot of thousand years to get to this stage. So पहले के इंसान जो थे वो ऐसे नहीं रहते थे जैसे आज हम रहते हैं. उनका जो तरीका था बहुत अलग था. Early men did not had houses, they did not had clothes, they did not even had fire so that they can cook food. So ये सब जो चीज़ें हैं एक टाइम के साथ डेवलप होती गई. So in this chapter, we are going to study how early man used to live. When a man came to the earth, how it happened, how things developed. So I hope you are all ready with your books and pencils. Let's start now. Early man was a man who lived on the earth thousands of years ago. So this means that it took around thousands of years to come to this stage. He lived in the forest just like animals. So like today, the animals lived in forest. At those times, 1,000 years ago, the early man also used to live like animals in the forest. He used to roam about in groups in search of food. The food was not available as today. So he used to travel from one place to another in search of food so he can fill his stomach. Now he was a food gatherer. तो पहले के टाइम पे जब वो खाना ढूंढते थे उन्हें फूड गैदरर कहा जाता था क्योंकि वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह क्यों जाते थे टू गेट सम फूड. ही स्टेड नियर द स्ट्रीम्स ऑफ वाटर. पानी के पास जो जगहें जहाँ पे पानी होता था, इट कैन बी अ स्ट्रीम, इट कैन बी अ रिवर, दे यूज्ड टू लिव नियर दैट बिकॉज अ मैन नीड वाटर एज वेल एज फूड. He used to sleep on tree trunks or in dark caves to protect himself from stronger animals. So to protect himself, अपने आप को बचाने के लिए, they used to live in the caves और in the tree tops, मतलब पेड़ के ऊपर चढ़ के रहना या फिर caves में रहना, गुफाओं में रहना. He did not have any weapon to kill these animals and to protect himself from them. So उनके पास कोई weapon भी नहीं था to protect themselves from the animals. But two things that help men, there are two things which help the men to live. What were they? Man had 2 hands and 2 feet instead of 4 feet which animals had. एक क्या एडवांटेज है? एनिमल्स के 4 फीट होते हैं, वो चारों पैरों पे खड़े होते हैं, बट वी ह्यूमंस हैव 2 हैंड्स एंड 2 फीट. सो यही एक एडवांटेज ऐसा था जो ह्यूमंस के पास था. His hands were free to do many things. So our hands can do many things. Second thing was that he had a brain better than the animals. So हमारा ह्यूमन ब्रेन जो होता है एनिमल्स के ब्रेन से बेटर था जिससे कि आज हम डेवलप कर पाए हैं. He could plan his activities with skill. So हम अपनी एक्टिविटीज जो है अपनी स्किल के अकॉर्डिंग प्लान कर सकते हैं. Now the early man ate raw fruit of the trees, grains of the grass plants and even roots of the plant. So what did he eat? He ate the fruit of the trees, कच्चे fruits, grains of the grass plants, जो grains उगते थे ग्रास के ऊपर वो खाए, and sometimes the roots, और बहुत plants के roots भी खाया करते थे. Sometimes he killed animals and ate their flesh raw. और बहुत बार ऐसा होता था एनिमल को मार के उनका जो फ्लैश होता था, उनका जो मीट होता था वो कच्चा ही खाते थे. Now, tools and weapons. It was difficult to pluck fruit from the high branches of tree and kill the animals with bare hands. So, if you don't have any weapon, so it is very difficult to kill an animal. Now, the early man started using wooden sticks and stones to do this work. इस काम को करने के लिए उन्होंने sticks use करनी start करी और wooden sticks और stones. Now he found that some edged and sharp stones help in digging out roots to hunt the animals. So उन्होंने क्या डिस्कवर करा कि जो शार्प एज वाली चीज होती हैं, जो नुकीली चीजें होती हैं, उससे जो है वो डिग आउट कर सकते हैं रूट्स को, मतलब वो इजीली जमीन के अंदर खोद के रूट्स निकाल सकते हैं. एंड सेकेंड थिंग, दे कैन इजीली हंट द एनिमल्स ऑल्सो. Thus these stones became tools for getting food. So पहली बार क्या थी, ये जो stones थे ये उनके टूल बने so that they can get food. Now gradually the early man learned to give shape to the stones by breaking and sharpening them. धीरे धीरे एक आदमी ने उसको शार्प करना शुरू किया और ये डिस्कवर किया that it is better to give shape to the stones and sharpen them so that they can easily kill the animals and hunt. Later he began to tie the pointed stone to a wooden stick. उन्होंने धीरे धीरे क्या करा, एक वुडन स्टिक से उसके स्टोन को, शार्पन स्टोन को उसके साथ स्टिक करना शुरू कर दिया, एक वेपन तैयार किया इस तरीके से। इस तरीके से उन्होंने क्या बनाया, एक स्पीयर, SPAR, स्पीयर एक पियर शेप तरह का स्टोन किया जाता है, एज शार्प एजेस के साथ उसे पियर शेप दी जाती है, देन इट इज अटैच्ड टू द वुड। Now he could fight and kill large animals also, और spear की हेल्प से now he can kill the large animals. These spears were his weapons. So spears were the weapons of the early men. Later he started making tools from the bones of animals, और धीरे धीरे उन्होंने animals के bones से tools बनाने start कर दिए. Now man makes fire. अब hunt करना समझ आ गया, tool समझ आ गए, weapon बना लिया, अब fire कब discover हुई? Early man saw fire breaking out and destroying forest and animal. अब एक आदमी ने फायर को ब्रेक होते हुए, जैसे कभी कभार बिजली कड़कती है या फिर फायर ब्रेकआउट हो जाती है फॉरेस्ट में विदाउट एनी रीजन, तो अर्ली मैन सॉ दैट, so he saw that these fire destroys the forest as well as the animals. He was afraid of fire, so man got afraid of fire. He saw that, but what did he discover? That the fire give the light at night in the dark caves. He felt warm near fire. He also felt warm near fire. He observed that fire is produced by burning of woods and leaves. So ये भी observe किया गया कि fire produce कैसे होती है, by the burning of woods and dry leaves. Slowly, early man took courage and lit a fire of piece of wood himself with the help of jungle fire. So धीरे धीरे एक इंसान ने कैसे फायर स्टार्ट करी, जो फायर लगी, जो आग लगी जंगल में, उसके अंदर से फायर को लेके बेसिकली एक लकड़ी के पीस को लेके उस पर आग लगाई और ऐसे डिस्कवर किया कि एक जो वुड का पीस होता है, हाउ कैन इट गेट बर्न्ड विद द फायर. ही एडेड ड्राई लीव्स इन देम and wood to keep it burning, और उसे जलाए रखने के लिए he added dry leaves and some wood also. He found that the animals did not attack him as they were afraid of fire. So this is how a person discovered that animals did not attack you if there is fire around you. He also noticed that the food cooked in the fire was more tasty and soft, and that is how a person discovered that a cooked food is better in taste and also soft to eat. Now he was not much afraid of fire, so there are some advantages of fire which early men discovered. So now he was less afraid, or not much afraid of the fire. When early men used to break stones for making tools, sparks were produced. So when early men used to break the stones, जब वो पत्थर तोड़ते थे stones weapons बनाने के लिए, tools बनाने के लिए, तो उसमें sparks नजर आते थे. ड्राई लीव्स एंड ग्रास कॉट फायर विद दीज स्पार्क्स, और जो ड्राई लीव्स होती थी और ग्रास होती थी वो ऐसे आग पकड़ लेती थी. Thus he learned to make a fire, and that is how a man discovered how to lit a fire. Slowly he learned to make sparks by rubbing two dry bamboo sticks also. So later, how did a man produce fire? By rubbing two dry bamboo sticks. Now he did not have to keep the fire burning all the time. तो अब जरूरत नहीं थी कि फायर को सारा टाइम जलाया जाए. पहले जब नहीं पता था, डिस्कवरी नहीं हुई थी कि फायर कैसे प्रोड्यूस की जा सकती है, तब उन्होंने क्या करा, कोशिश करी कि वो फायर कभी बुझे ना और उससे वो कंटिन्यू करते रहे. पर अब उन्होंने डिस्कवर कर लिया था कि फायर को जो है कैसे जलाया जा सकता है. नाउ लर्निंग टू मेक फायर वॉज अ बिग स्टेप फॉरवर्ड फॉर मैन. सो एक फायर का डिस्कवर करना बहुत बड़ा स्टेप था एक ह्यूमन एवोल्यूशन में. Now protection from cold. Early man did not cover his body with anything for many years. So men did not have clothes, they did not have anything to cover their body. Caves protected him from rain and cold winds. So whenever there is rain or the cold winds, they used caves. They used to live in caves. He kept fire burning in the open to protect him from cold. So to protect themselves from cold, they burned the fire all the time. He gradually covered his body with big leaves, bark of trees and skin of animals. So what did he use to cover his body? He used big leaves, bark of the trees and the skin of animals. Now these protected him from cold, and these were the some things which protected him from cold. Now assess yourself. A. Fill in the blanks with the given words below. First, striking together of stones produce. So when the stones were struck together, they produce sparks. He felt dash near the fire. So early man felt warm near the fire. Third, the early men roamed in groups in search of So he was a food gatherer. He roamed in search of food. Fire gave them dash at night. Fire gave them light at night. Fifth, the fire protected the early man from, so the fire protected the early man from animals. Sixth, the early man used tools made of stones. Now, answer the following questions. First question is, why did the early man eat his food raw? The early man used to eat his food raw because they have not discovered fire then, and they did not have any idea that if they burn the food, if they cook the food, it will be more tasty and soft. So that is why early man used to eat his food raw. Now, where did the early man sleep? So, early man used to sleep on the top of the trees or in the caves to protect themselves. Top of the trees, trees top basically, trees top and caves. Now, question number 3. Question number 3 is, what did the early man use to cover his body with? So, first thing you will write that early man did not cover his body with anything, but later, what did he do? He covered his body, he gradually covered his body with big leaves, bark of trees and skin of animals. So this is 2 points of your third answer, that how early man used to cover his body. Now, question number 4, where did the early man see fire? So this is your answer. Early man saw fire first breaking out in the forest and destroying the forest and the animals. So this is where he saw the fire in the forest, and you can also write this point. So this is your answer number 4. How did the early man begin to make fire? So early man began to make fire by rubbing the 2 stones, and later he also discovered by that rubbing the bamboo sticks he can produce fire. Where did the early man live? So early man used to live in the caves. So this is the answer of question number 6. I hope everything is clear. We have completed the chapter. If you have any problem, you can watch the video again. Thank you so much. Happy learning.